Well, welcome everyone. I'm Mary Gilkerson. I'm a painter and artist here in Columbia, South Carolina, and I work on capturing the color and light of the landscape and teaching other artists to do the same thing, one painting at a time. So we're going to be talking today about why you should think about starting a daily painting practice and what exactly the benefits are of doing just that. There are questions that I ask when people sign up for either my email list or for my free Facebook group. And I ask people what their biggest challenges are in working on their paintings. Over and over again, the same three things come up. So many have said that time is their biggest challenge, that making time to paint is really hard when they're working full time and have a family. Others have said that painting more loosely and freely is their biggest challenge, that they really struggle with not getting caught up in the details. And finally, the last big group of comments center around questions about developing your own style. And actually, that may be the question I get most often from students. How do I develop my own style? Is there a magic bullet that'll speed that process up? The answer to all three issues really lies in a relatively simple idea and practice: painting every day. So remember, you should only paint on the days that you eat. See the catch there? So before you tell me that you just don't have time, let me point out a couple of things. When you're working on developing your paintings, consistency is way more important than quantity. So working consistently for a small period of time every day is going to give you way more bang for your buck than making 4 or 5 big paintings over the course of 4 days a month. So you're going to get a whole lot more out of it if you work in small baby steps on a consistent basis. 20 or 30 minutes a day can make a huge, huge difference. So what are some of the rewards? Well, there are really 7, I think, that are huge. The first is that your work really will improve. It'll improve enormously. So your work is going to get better. Anytime you work consistently and with some accountability, your work is going to slowly strengthen. Number 2, you'll stay motivated because it's a whole lot easier to get in the flow when you're working on a consistent basis. Number 3, small daily steps move you closer to your goal than waiting around for huge, big leaps and jumps. Those small daily steps are really, really important. Then also, another thing to remember, number 4, is that muscle memory begins to take over when there are enough repetitions. So what I mean by that is that the way that you handle the brush and the tools is going to get better and better, and you're not going to have to think about it as much after a while, as long as you're consistently practicing on a regular daily basis. Which leads into number 5. You're going to paint faster and with more ease if you do that daily practice. Because the muscle memory takes over, your hands get quicker, your ability to execute the exact same technical move increases greatly the more you're doing it. Number 6, you can paint more intuitively and responsively when you're not letting your left brain, your lizard brain, take over. And what happens when you paint on a daily basis and that muscle memory begins to kick in and you're able to get in the flow is that you can paint without necessarily thinking about it. So you paint more freely and you paint more intuitively, which in turn creates looser mark making and less tight, finicky little marks. And finally, number 7, that big one that everybody always asks about. Your own personal style will develop without your even having to think about it if you paint a little bit every day. Now that sounds kind of counterintuitive, but I promise if you paint a little bit every day on a consistent basis, you won't have to think about developing your own style. It'll happen all of its own accord. Style develops the same way that our handwriting develops. It's not a conscious effort. In fact, trying to consciously develop your style is one sure way to stymie it. So don't do that. Just get the hours and the miles with the brush or the knife in hand, and style will come along all of its own accord. It's not going to be there to begin with, but it will develop. So don't overthink it. Just allow it to happen through the practice of painting. One of the things that I tell my students over and over again is that the answer to most painting problems, most art issues, you just have to paint your way through it. The act of painting itself usually cures whatever the issue is. It's just like the cure for most human ailments is to move your feet. Well, the cure for most painting problems is to just paint. So paint a little bit every day, and you'll be remarkably surprised at what happens and what changes. Let me tell you a little bit about how I got started in daily painting for those who don't know. About 8 years ago now, this is 2018, it's hard to believe. About 8 years ago, I was taking on more and more management, academic roles at the college I was teaching at. So I was doing more and more paperwork stuff, which is something I'm not super fond of doing. And it was taking more and more time and eating into the time that I had to paint. So I was getting increasingly frustrated because one of the reasons I went into teaching, into academia, was so that actually painting would be part of my job. The solution that I came up with once I got truly furiously frustrated was to make a small painting a day in the evening when I got home from work and from feeding my horse. And I did it in my laundry room on top of my washing machine. Perfect height, countertop height to work at. And I'd paint for about an hour every night and make a little postcard size painting and then post it on my blog. And it was a way to hold myself accountable and to get in the trenches and actually get back to painting. We've all run into those roadblocks where you haven't painted in a while and then you don't know what to paint or how to paint it. Well, again, paint your way out of it. And if you do it every day, you'll find your path out without really having to search for it too much at all. And what ended up happening was that that whole painting project, which led into many more daily painting projects, transformed my painting practice. And I did indeed paint my way out of that hole and eventually painted my way out of academia altogether, where I'm working full-time in the studio now. But it also made my paintings incredibly consistent. Not those first ones, they were pretty bad because I was using tools that I had not used before. Even though I painted for 30 years, I didn't use painting knives very much until about 8 years ago. So practicing daily, and I didn't have a whole long time to do it, will really transform the way you're doing that. Susan, I'm glad that helps. Yeah, we all need to hear it periodically. I have to play it back to myself at times as well. So if any of y'all have ever run into that roadblock and felt like you didn't have an idea what you needed to paint next, or you didn't know what to paint, or you just didn't have a clue how to get your style going, let us know in the comments. I think we've all been there at one time or another. I don't know of any artist that hasn't. And one of the, again, cures for that is to paint what's right in front of you and paint it often. So I know of one woman who painted her way out of it by painting a simple bowl every day for 30 days. And she got herself out of the rut. But not only that, the painting became a meditation for her and then sparked a whole new body of work. So I'm focusing on daily painting and the practice of daily painting this month because I think it's a great way to kick off the year 2018. And if you would like to join me in that, we're going to be hosting a daily painting challenge over in Artwork Living, my free Facebook group. And you can join that challenge by going to the link that I'm going to pop up here in just a second and popping your name and address in there. What we're going to be doing is sending out a prompt every day to help you set yourself up for success with that painting challenge and make it easier for you to stay consistent and stay engaged with that whole process. We're going to keep it short and sweet to start with. So if you want to continue on after that, we're going to have some inducements to keep people painting, since that is one surefire way to keep people going, is to add a little inducement in there as well. But it doesn't cost anything to do it. It's really just a way to get people going on the right foot for 2018. So let me pull that link up and I will pop it into the comments in just a second and then put it back up on the top as well. I have a short link and then a longer link. We're going to start on January 18th and go for 5 days. So it'll be a 5-day painting challenge. Although there'll be options to go longer after that if you want to do that. We're going to have, we have a free Facebook group that you can join where you can post your images and it will make it a little bit easier to stay accountable. We're also putting together a Pinterest board where you'll be able to share your paintings that you're working on in the challenge with the rest of the whole wide world. So it'll be a public Pinterest board that you can use to drive some traffic to your own websites. So we'll have information on that coming out soon. And we'll also be having some emails coming out between now and the 18th on how to set yourself up to get started with daily painting. Because you don't want to just decide on the 18th, I think I'm going to do this, and then figure out what it takes to set that all up. So we will make that easy for you. And let me check this one link here because I think I have got a little glitch in that link. I forgot to do one. I always forget one thing when I'm creating a link for people to sign up, and I don't want people to go to the wrong place. So let's see, here it is. I can pull that one up slowly but surely. It's going to be pokey. And I can also go in and stick that in the comments. I'm going to give it a prettier link name later. This one is long and dirty, but the job that you can sign up. So let's see. Come on thing. Let me have the comments. For some reason, it's not going to show me the comments. Let's see. Here we go. So I popped the link into the comments if you want to sign up to join the challenge. And it's a page over on Lead Pages that will allow you to join in the challenge. You absolutely don't have to join the challenge, though, to be part of the group. You can do it all on your own. So if you don't want to participate in that actively in the group, you are welcome to do it all on your own if you'd like to do that or prefer to do that. And let's see, it's going to be slow and give me the correct link. It's perfectly okay to do it on your own, but I would encourage you to join in with the group for a couple of different reasons. One is accountability. I think one of the things that made it so much easier for me to achieve success in that first daily painting project and to improve quickly was because I was working in a way that held me accountable. I had made the commitment that I was going to post those paintings every day. Now, you might not want to post those all on your blog, but you will want to do something with them, even if they're not public, to hold yourself accountable. So one of the ways to do that is to post within a private group where the rest of the world is not necessarily going to see it, but a bunch of really supportive artists will. So strongly recommend that you do that, that you think about including posting into the Facebook group as part of that practice. Posting on your blog is part of the practice. You don't have to let people know it's there, but doing that is going to help you stay accountable to yourself. And that is really, really, really important. So strongly recommend that you do that, but know that you don't have to. But if you want to get the email prompts, go on and sign up on that link. I'll also be posting it in the description right up there at the top once we hop off. So let me see if we have we got just another couple of minutes before we run out. So yay, Carol, I'm glad you signed up. Good to see you doing that. Rhett, to see the live comments, you may need to refresh your window. Oh, I'm glad you like that painting. Glad that you can see it back there over the shoulder. Yay, Diana, you're going to do it too? Cool, good. Glad that you can see the link. Let's see. Yeah, Denise, you'll get a style as soon as you have a chance to really work on it consistently. So don't worry about that. It'll happen all on its own. Camille, oh, you're in a drought. That's not fun. Been there, done that. So yeah, join in with us and you should be able to do it. It is in the comments, Rhett. Look for a comment from me. It's towards the top. So it's right up towards the top. Oh, and if you can't see the live comments, don't worry about it. I'm going to post it up here at the top, and I'll post it in the group as well. So I'll see what I can do to make that a little more obvious. I'll put it in the description, and it'll be easier to see. It's hard to see when you're scrolling through the comments. You have to look for one from me. So that is going to be all for right now. I'm going to be hopping on again periodically during the month to remind everybody of some of the things that go into making and creating a daily painting practice and setting yourself up for success with painting. But remember that what we're going for is becoming more productive, more intuitive and free in our painting, and to eventually begin developing our style, to get on that path to develop our own personal way of doing things. So if you have any questions, post them in the comments below, and I'll be scrolling back through in the next few minutes to see what's there. That's all for right now. Thank y'all so much for joining me here today. And again, remember, you can join the email list for the challenge on the link that is going to be posted right up above in the description. That's all for now. Bye-bye.